Cześć, marhaban, and hello. Welcome to this episode of the Sprachenzentrum's Minding Your Language series. Today, we'll be finishing our look at adjective clauses by seeing how they can be used to describe places, times, and reasons. If you'd like to take a step back and refresh your memory before watching, feel free to take a look at the other videos in our adjective clause series linked below. Linda, who has guided us through our journey with adjective clauses thus far, is planning a well-earned vacation. As she's searching the web for good locations, she gets a text message from her friend, Saira. Still planning your vacation? Where do you want to go? The message reads. Linda sighs. She still isn't quite sure, but she has a vague idea. I think I want to go somewhere with a beach, she types. She hits the send button. Saira replies quickly. What's the name of the city where the beach with the extremely soft sand is located? I heard it's really nice. Unknowingly, Saira has just provided Linda and us with an example of an adjective clause of place. Here, we see that the clause, where the beach with extremely soft sand is located, is used to modify the noun city. In this case, the formality level of the clause is appropriate since Linda and Saira are friends just having a chat. However, there are other ways to describe places, depending on what situation you're in. Let's take a look. Most adjective clauses of place can be used in informal situations. These typically use a relative pronoun we're already familiar with in connection with one of the following prepositions: in, on, or at. The relative pronoun begins the clause, and the preposition completes it. Here, we could ask the question, what's the name of the city which the beach with extremely soft sand is located in? What's the name of the city that the beach with the extremely soft sand is located in? Or simply, what's the name of the city the beach with the extremely soft sand is located in? Notice the lack of relative pronoun in the last example. In spoken, informal conversations, this often occurs. Again, most of these are at a mostly similar formality level and can be used in less formal situations. But, if we need to use formal, written language, there's one more tool at our disposal. We can use the preposition plus which structure. Simply take one of the prepositions we mentioned before, in, on, or at, and put it before the relative pronoun which at the beginning of the clause. If Linda needed to write a formal report about the particular beach in question, she could say, what's the name of the city in which the beach with the extremely soft sand is located? Just remember to use the preposition that fits the place. For example, we used in here for the noun city, as in the city. But we would use on for a table and at for the noun restaurant. Meanwhile, Linda and Saira have continued chatting and have figured out which beach Saira was talking about. Then, Saira asks another question. When do you think you'll go? Linda contemplates for a moment and then writes back. I think I'll go during the last 2 weeks of semester break, when everybody else has already finished their vacations. In her last message, Linda has inserted an adjective clause of time, describing when she wants her vacation to take place. If we look closely, we see a comma being used, which tells us that, in addition to adjective clauses of time being defining, they can also be non-defining. The same is true of adjective clauses of place. Adjective clauses of time are also similar to adjective clauses of place in terms of formality. Let's use a defining version of Linda's last adjective clause, I want to go at a time of year when it's not too busy, to see how this is the case. Just as with adjective clauses of place, we can begin adjective clauses of time with the relative pronouns which or that, or we can use no relative pronoun at all. We also end them with a preposition. We can see some examples in the sentences, I want to go at a time of year which it's not too busy at, I want to go at a time of year that it's not too busy at, and I want to go at a time of year it's not too busy at. To be more formal, we can also use the same preposition plus which trick we do with adjective clauses of place. This would give us, I want to go at a time of year at which it's not too busy. Watch out for a couple of differences with adjective clauses of place, though. The list of possible prepositions with adjective clauses of time grows by 1, giving us not only in, on, and at, but also during. In addition, on the bottom end of the formality scale, we can drop the end preposition if we have that as a relative pronoun, or no relative pronoun at all. After her chat with Saira, Linda feels more comfortable about her vacation plans, and she goes ahead and books her accommodations. Linda is thinking about her vacation getting closer, and she's beginning to get excited. Suddenly, an email pops into her inbox. The subject line says, "Pre-course meeting, time and date." She reads the email with a sinking feeling in her stomach. The instructor for one of her most important courses next semester has just planned a mandatory course meeting. Unfortunately, it takes place right in the middle of Linda's vacation. Linda is determined to go on her vacation, however, and is hopeful her instructor will understand her dilemma. She begins to formulate a reply to the email and keeps it short and sweet. "Dear instructor," she writes, "unfortunately, I will be unable to attend the pre-course meeting. The reason why I will not be able to come is that I have already booked a vacation during this time period. Is there any possibility of getting the information from the meeting another way? Best regards, Linda." Linda is hopeful that her instructor will be understanding. She's also just given us an example of another way an adjective clause can be used, to describe reasons. In her email, Linda wrote, "The reason why I will not be able to come is that I have already booked a vacation during this time period." Here, we see an adjective clause beginning with the word why. This type of adjective clause can only begin with the word why, and can only come after the word reason, but it's still helpful in situations like Linda's. Also note that this type of adjective clause is defining and doesn't take a comma. With that, we'll let Linda continue to daydream about her vacation on the beach, and we'll finish up for now. But first, let's recap. Today, we've seen that adjective clauses can be used to describe places and times. These types of clauses can use where and when for place and time respectively, but also the relative pronouns which and that in conjunction with the prepositions in, on, or at, as well as during for time. In less formal situations, the relative pronoun can be left out altogether, and the preposition can be dropped in adjective clauses of time using the relative pronoun that, or no relative pronoun at all. In more formal situations, we can use the preposition plus which construction with adjective clauses of place or time. And finally, adjective clauses can describe reasons, but only after the word reason and beginning with the word why. Alright, that about does it for today. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful, check out the other adjective clause videos in this series, or any of our other grammar and English language learning videos linked below. Cześć, ładan, see you next time!